What's up, Blue Chips? How you guys doing? Sorry I'm a little bit late this morning. I will explain here in a second. Let's get to what we got here on Friday. There's more than one way to get from point A to point B. Let's get to it. So that couldn't be more true, right? More than one way to get from point A to point B. We say it all the time. Here in the market, there's tons of different ways to make money, and that's a good way to put it. You got different, people talk about getting from point A to point B in cars. There's all kinds of different ways to take that saying, but it is a good one. So obviously running a little bit late. We got 3 minutes here to the bell. I actually have no kid this morning. My wife is home sick again. I actually was starting to not feel that well myself. So my mom actually offered to watch the youngest this morning just to kind of let me do my thing as well as let the wife rest. So now we're kid free, at least for the morning. And it'll let us kind of concentrate on some trading, see if we can't find anything, have no distractions, which is nice. So here we go. We got about 2.5 minutes. Didn't really see anything crazy on the gap scanner. We were looking at, I think it was, JMIA earlier. What was the other one? What the heck is going on here? IMBI was the other one. IMBI, I'm a little confused because of the float issue. There was on the scanners, it says it was a 72 mil float. Then I checked Yahoo Finance because someone in the Discord had said it was a low float, and there it said it was like 22 mil, and then FinViz says it's like 8 mil. So we're gonna just avoid that one altogether, even though we do have shares available there. Sorry, I was kind of just reading through the ISW chat a little bit too. Sorry, Jeff. Yeah, it seems to be something going around right now. That's for sure. Ooh. Mike Robb, thanks for being the latest subscriber. If you're in here, Scott, what's going on? Thoughts on some SIG? And Tom, thank you for updating them. I appreciate that. Some puts for next week. Well, first off, I don't play options, but I obviously know what puts and calls are. Calls and puts, whatever way you want to say it. I mean, I'm not really a swing trader, so I can't really help you there. I tried swing trading a little bit. I don't know if any of you were around when I made a video about me starting up a Webull account. I tried to implement my strategy into swing trading, and it didn't work too well. I deposited $100, and on my first trade, I lost, I think it was like $25, and I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. I was like, there went 25% of my account. I'm not going to do that anymore. It's not my specialty. Maybe in the future we can get back into it when we have like a nice cushion, but I'm definitely going to leave that alone for now. So I know looking at puts and calls for an extended period of time is kind of the same thing as swing trading, so I'm just going to not give you too much advice. I can't give you advice on that anyway. I could tell you which direction I think it's going to go, but I honestly don't know, especially with something like SIG on a big gap up like that. So I'm going to leave that alone, so that would be entirely up to you, Scott. Sorry, I can't help you out there, man. We got about 15 seconds here to the bell. Again, we're going to be looking for the first 2-minute candle to form. Don't really have anything up on our lists, or our charts here, I should say. Just going to pretty much play strictly off the scanners. I mean, I am watching SIG, though. I'm just looking for this thing to do the opposite of what it's doing right now. I was looking for it to kind of bounce up there towards 31 area. So play we might be interested in. Actually, we're in gap fill here. Around 49. See if he wants to make this 48 break here. It's a little spready, so it's hard to play. SIG is doing the exact opposite of what we really wanted it to do. So we got play on our radar. SIG we can probably get rid of. It's not really doing what we want. Let's see what else we got going on here. AEMD. Not quite the move we'd be looking for. Not really sure I want to play that lower end. Was that OGI? See if we can get a move down towards 3 here on OGI. We'd be interested. PLAY it's trying. Being pretty cautious with that one. JMIA is kind of interesting to look at. We almost got that 48 pop on PLAY. Looking like JMIA would have been a good one. I didn't have that up in time. It's a little unfortunate. That was on the scanners for a pretty hot second. I don't really know what to say. It was on there for a good 5-6 seconds. Here we go with PLAY. See if we can get that 48 break. Get up there towards 48.50. Only got the 48.15. Look at that rejection. It's not what we were looking for. It actually got the 48.31, it says. Yeah, I'm in a little sad face there on JMIA. That would have been a good one. This OGI probably would have been a good one too. We were looking for that extension down towards 3 though. Pulled up CBAY. I was hoping to see that get up towards 220 real quick. We were interested. It did not give it to us. It shot right back down. BLCM. MNK trying to do something again today, it looks like. Be interested in that if it wants to kind of shoot up there towards 550. So PLAY is kind of doing a thing here. CBAY is kind of doing something as well. Kind of interested in both here. I still would like to see like an actual move out of PLAY. It's kind of grinding its way up, so, and this thing has a bit of a spread on it. Got up there to 48.50. Not sure if we would have got filled if we put that order at 48.45, but we weren't interested in that order anymore because of the way it's just chopping back and forth right now. Walk your finance right out the door. Now there's really nothing on the scanners that is something we'd be looking at. We can kind of scroll through here on the long side. UNFI, what we got here? Not really sure what this is all about. Volume's not really there. We're going to start, let me pull it up over here. UNFI. A42. See what wants to pop up there and give us our quick in and out there. Still watching PLAY as well. MNK not really doing what we wanted it to do. All right, we're back up over 50 on UNFI. And get that nice little push up there through 60 real quick. Not a big fan of how PLAY is trading right now. It's a little, just a little grindy. There it goes, trying to fill the gap. Just very, very grindy. Kind of scary in a way. Going to keep an eye on it, but again, we're really looking for a big move. We're not looking for these grinding candles where we get a move up and then a pullback within the candle and then a move back up, right? That's just a grinder. We're not really interested in that. Yeah, I'm a little sad still with JMIA. I really feel like that was the one that we missed so far. And there goes the pullback on PLAY right when it somewhat filled that gap. We got up to 48.80. I think 49 was kind of the official gap fill there. And if you're going off the last candle, it's actually even higher. It was up towards 50. So we're going to pull that off of here. I was never really too interested in that. Okay, here we go. MRSN. Volume's not too great. The float's a little bit lower on this. Daily is kind of in a breakout zone as well. So got a combination of things there that might keep us out of this one, but we'll see. It's kind of on the verge. It says it's 32 mil. Pull out my handy dandy calculator here. Crappers. I was getting ready to take a shot. Man, look at that spread. It's not a good spread. This is one of them ones that kind of feels like it could just go, right? The way that it's trading, especially with that spread. I'm trying to be very careful here. I was ready to jump in if we got the push through 9, but now it's really struggling. See if it wants to make this push through 9 or not. The spread is crazy. It's an $9 stock, and there's a 20-30 cent spread on it. I mean, we weren't even seeing that kind of spread on what was it earlier? I mean, it was a $40 stock, and it was less. It was like 10, 15, 20 cents. I think it was Play, Play. Yeah, of course that thing died. I just didn't like how that was grinding, so I'm not going to be upset about that one, but of course it would have worked out. It's a little frustrating start to the morning here. Not too much that really kind of popped up for us that we were too interested in. This MRSN is kind of just chopping around now. Not really sure how I would feel about it. I have BLCM up on one of my other charts. UNFI trying to get through that 50 area again. Looks like it went right to it. MRSN, if it wants to go through high a day here and really extend itself, I think we're going to be interested there. Just kind of watching it. There's really not too much else going on right now. Here goes MRSN attempting. BLCM is actually at a key point on the daily, it looks like. It's at some resistance. Spread. 4-cent spread on a $2 stock. Come on. 5 cents. Wanted to see this test 250. If it would have gave us, if the bid would have come up. There it goes. See if we can get this 250 pop real quick. Just trying to be patient here. Especially because it's the spread's holding to the upside here, so it really feels like it wants to try to get up there. Okay, just chopping around here, consolidating under 50. Again, we're going to try to be patient here. If it wants to go under 40, unfortunately we missed it, but really looking for that 50 pop. But it's starting to get a little slow here. The range isn't really that good. So looks like it's going to attempt to just kind of consolidate here at 240. Looks like it might have some trouble getting through that. So I don't really feel like upset about this one. We really wanted that 250 pop to get that nice extension. We didn't get it, so just kind of let it be. Really not too much going on here. Guess that's what Fridays are, right? Does look like it's trying to get through 240 here. I'm just not a fan of a 3, 4, 5 cent spread on a $2 stock. Like, come on. That's a little ridiculous. JMIA, if you started that one early, we actually would still be in trouble here because it's actually continuing to the downside, but we would have been out of that already. That would have been a nice one. UNFI is still trying to get up towards that 50 area, kind of in a little bit of an ascending area. We did find some support there near our entry. Yeah, Constantine, UNFI is a little bit on the slower side. But with the new strat, we're going to most likely end up getting into some of those. So that's why we're looking to spread out over multiple stocks. And it looks like UNFI actually, we got a little help there. It looks like it got down just to 10% when we got in. So put it on SSR, which helps when you're in on the long side. Looks like it tried 50 there again, huh? See if we can't get through. So we're actually I'm gonna put a stop in here under the lows on UNFI. Not really looking to get caught in something that's moving this slow and it's not giving us any kind of a bounce. It keeps getting shoved down here at 850. So if it wants to break low a day at 840, so be it. Might even be like a little bit of a fake out, but whatever. We have a really nice average on it at 842. So it really wouldn't be that big it'd pretty much be a break-even trade. But we tried to go back up 1, 2, 3 times now, and now we can't even get through that 850 area. So if it wants to break low a day, the odds are it's going to continue down a little bit. So we'll just jump out of it. No reason to try to force a winner. So just kind of trying to use a little bit of a common sense there on that trade. But if it wants to try 50 again and actually get through, then awesome. If not, I'll just take the small little paper cut there on UNFI. Still looking for something else. Not really seeing anything. I wish I could get full focus like this on like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That would be much more, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for. Be more useful, I should say. I was watching MRSN. It was near the highs. It actually went high of day, but was a fake out, but it didn't really extend itself. Let's see, TIGR. I don't think we have shares there. Nope. So hopefully we don't really get any slippage since this thing is so slow. If it does break. Wouldn't think that we will, but we are testing it here. We'll see if it holds. ADAP. No, it's not exactly what we're looking for. I mean, hopefully it holds, right? And then we get let's put I meant to put a range in. Put it at where our target was. I'm going to try to be quick with this so I don't get screwed. There we go. So now we got the range in there, just in case it does want to start to work its way back up. So now we'll get taken out at 839 on the downside, and if it wants to go back up, it'll just cancel itself. I don't have to have 2 separate orders in. So I'm watching CRC here. I'm assuming that was the UN. Yep. Okay. So we broke and we ended up getting a cent. We got 838 instead of 39. So. Yeah, a little bit. What is the float on CRC? 47. 860. It's a little bit of a slower mover as well here on CRC. I'm going to start this here. See if we can't get that quick pop back up through 50. Not quick, obviously, it's slower, but looking at the daily, we have some support there. Kind of what we're looking at. All right, got a little bit of a move down here. And get a add there. Puts us at 841. I think we'd be happy with. See if we can just front run 850 here real quick. Since we have the extra shares. Kind of put us in an awkward spot there with the $0.50. Don't really want to be too greedy with this one. It has shown that it can kind of burst to the downside. So we could always get in and or get out and get back in. But we're obviously not looking to just break even. Get a little push up here towards 50. Bid's coming up. We got a little pop. See if we can just try to test 50. Give us our fill. Does not want to try 50. There we go again. 48. See if we can just get up there to 49. We're on the. There we go. We're on the ask. There we go. All right. So we got our fill there. Take a nice little winner there in CRC. Again, I didn't really want to test trying to get through 50 and holding, because a lot of times you'll get back up and get that pop through 50, and then you'll have a lot of liquidity sitting there to shove it back down. So that was the idea behind front running that 50 spot a little bit. So it worked out. Take a nice little winner there. And catch up on the chat here. Yeah, the new strat, you do have to be a little less selective, that's for sure. I found that out. I mean, look at the UNFI trade. I'm actually not upset about that. Look at the extension we got. We're just not getting any kind of a bounce. So it tried 3 times, didn't give it to us. So I felt that it was the right move to kind of cut it if it went low a day. It's looking like it's trying to be a fake out, but we'll see. CRC, I think eventually in the future we'll look to be a little bit more patient with these. But again, we're looking to just hit base hits over and over again. So I'm not going to be upset that if this wouldn't have been the $50 area, knowing that it would be a fight, I most likely would have held. Like if we were in the middle of a $50 and a whole dollar, I would have been looking to hold this a little bit longer. But sometimes you just have to kind of play what the chart's giving you. So just looking at your stream, I made some good trades in my head, LOL. So the opportunity is there, just a matter of taking the risk of jumping fast. That is very true. I missed fast. What did fast do? Fast went fast at the bell. That's for sure. Not too sure I would have been interested in it. Maybe. Not sure. That would have been an iffy one for me. I probably would have been looking for up towards 38, at least through 37.50. It looks like that's exactly where it got to. So we might have missed that one looking for that 37.50 pop. Small win on MRSN. Nice. Let me see. MRSN. That was the one we were looking at earlier, wasn't it? Yeah. This is still kind of chopping around up there, right? So our ult strat, if we would have started, say, like for the 825 area, and then we would have added, we never really would have got the pullback that we were looking for, right? Because this is kind of just consolidating up here. So that's why we are kind of somewhat straying away from that, because the emotion and the stress behind something like that, you're like, come on, break down. Come on, break down. Like you get really emotional about it. It's just been a lot, very more so stress-free with the couple things that we changed. What else we got? Pep, are you familiar with any guys coding trading systems? I actually am. Are you looking for somebody? I've had somebody. I obviously did not do my due diligence on them, but I have received emails from a guy that was asking me if I was interested in possibly working with him on the channel, etc. But I had told him that I am not really interested in that. So if that's something you're looking at, Vincenzo, I can show you him or give you his email, and you can kind of do your due diligence on him. But it's not. I didn't do any due diligence. I looked at his website. That was about it, and it really wasn't something I'm interested in. So I just kind of turned my head a little bit. IMBI. Yeah, this one actually. Oh, this is that one that says it's a higher float, but it's not, I believe. Plus, we're in like a pretty big gap fill to the downside here, so be careful there. Note the volume on that candle. After volume like this, can expect a bigger move. Well, that's kind of like these. Oops. Or are you saying on this candle? Are you talking about CRC, Constantine? When you see the bigger candles like this on a big move down, that tends to mean that a reversal is on its way. So, and as you can see, look at this thing chopping around here at that 850 area. So yes, we did get through, but it's only been a couple cents, and it actually went all the way back down to 846, went 843. So definitely just happy with the trade there. Got the extension, hit it, and got out when just taking the base hits, man. That's what it's all about. There's no greed involved in this strat. TIGR. I looked at TIGR earlier. We don't have any shares there. CLVS, man. I can't wait to have shares on this thing. This thing is like so active. It's a good float. it has good price action, and we just can't seem to get anything. Look at this descending triangle pattern it's forming on the daily with the 200 up top there. That's dangerous for the bulls on CLVS. Look at UNFI trying to get back up there towards 850 again. That little bugger. Picture for the ISW chat real quick for 2 charts so far. Yeah, Vincenzo, that works. You know how to reach me. Yeah, the doji candle there, CRC. Yeah, a little frustrating that, or I'm not going to say I'm frustrated. I did what I wanted to do. Again, this could have easily, and the reason I also did what I did is because of up here, right? We had the big candle here, the volume candle, and then look what we did. We just consolidated and went lower. So that was another thing that I was thinking is it might use 50 as a resistance, kind of go sideways and then go lower, right? These grinders, that's kind of what they tend to do. And it could have just went sideways at 50 for a little bit until VWAP kind of caught up and then started the drop off. So, of course, yeah, you can say money was left on the table for this little pop here, but we don't know that that pop's coming. You always have to kind of keep that in mind. We don't ever know what's actually going to happen. So for anybody that is new here, by the way, I'm Tim here at Volatility Trading. Just to let you know, we are live streaming Monday through Friday, same times, 9:20 in the morning till about 11 every day. And then Friday, we get a nice little bonus. We get our last little dose of the stock market every Friday night. Call it the Friday night live stream. Check it out. You can check recent ones out. I've been doing it for a while now. It's kind of just a thing that we do. We get together Friday nights, 9:30 Eastern. I'm actually thinking about maybe pushing that back a half hour because it seems like most of the viewers tend to roll in a little after 10 o'clock Eastern, mainly, I guess, because of the West Coast. It's still only 7 o'clock there when it's 10 o'clock for me. So it tends to, just be our last little chat, go over the week, go over some, strats adjustments that we've been doing, just go over P&L, go over everything, right? And then answer any questions, all that good stuff. I like to consider myself more of a host, more so than, somebody that's running my own, live stream per se. I like to get everybody together. I like to get everyone engaging in the conversation, and we all kind of learn together. That's kind of the whole point of the Friday night live stream. It's not for me to just sit there and talk to you guys. I love to get everybody talking to each other. So feel free to check that out. We'll be there tonight. And if I don't talk to you the rest of, I'm still here, obviously. I'm just letting you guys know. If you guys do end up bugging out for the rest of this stream and I don't see you tonight, have a great weekend. We'll be back on Monday morning. If you aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If your account is public on YouTube, it'll pop up. It'll go, woohoo, I think he plays the guitar, all that good stuff. And it'll pop you up as the latest subscriber, like Mike Robb down there right now. SNCA halted, huh? Let's see. Yep, sure is. So it got halted on a 30-cent move. Yeah, that means stay away. Yep, Constantine, that's why the market is the market. We're not here to be right. We're here to make money, right? So the quicker you can learn that we're not here to be right all the time and we're here to learn, that's when you start making the money. It's not about getting into a trade and it starts going against you and saying, no, I'm right. The stock is going to do this. The quicker you can realize that that's not the case, the quicker and more efficiently you'll move forward. Also, I guess I can mention the Discord. If you guys are looking for a place to hang out after the stream ends, feel free to jump in the Discord. It's linked in the chat right now. we're in there pretty much all day. So it's a fun little place to hang out. Still looking for other things to trade. Everything that's popping up is a lower float. TWOU. It's an interesting one to type. There we go. This feels like news. Right? Kind of volume out of nowhere. Let's see. Yep, I have it up. Watching it here. We're actually going to start it here. Actually, crap. There's a halt sitting there at 24.66. Don't like that. So the halt moved up. All right, we're going to get out of that. I don't like that at all. So it just got halted to the upside. Anytime I feel like something like that, especially something with a 62 mil float, looking at the daily, we don't really get those kind of moves. There's a 7-point move there. That's kind of crazy. No, I'm not in a halt. I got out. I was not about to mess around with that. So we ended up taking, it wasn't a huge loss. Again, that's why we start with the correct size. We'll see what it wants to do here coming out of the halt. We can always get back in. But I was not about to try to fight that thing. We'll see what it wants to do. I was going to say this kind of feels like a buyout per se. Usually when you kind of get these halts and you're not really getting any kind of a pullback, usually means there's some kind of like a buyout or some kind of news that has a specific price in mind. Especially when it's a higher float like 62 mil and a higher price stock, and the fact that it could halt like that. So yeah, we're not too interested. I wish it would have halted at the lower price there at 65. Would have saved us a little bit of money. JMIA definitely would have worked out. That would have been nice. Somebody was just telling me that made its move up towards VWAP, which would have gave us the profit target if we did continue to play that one. What was the one we were just looking at? SNCA. We can watch that. Gotcha, Tom. And this is why sizing improperly is part of it. So we're definitely keeping an eye here on TWOU. I have a feeling this is going to go higher, at least to this 27 area. Wonder if anybody knows what kind of news is going on. Nothing else really going on right now anyways. Scanners are kind of dry at the moment. And just to show you guys, let me go to, I'll go to chart 2 since that's what we're looking at. But if you look at the P&L screen there, we're actually still green on the day. We'll be red after commissions just a little bit. But that's why we size it incorrectly, right? If we were trading the old way and we probably would have been a deer in headlights, because we would have been like, oh, okay, it's halted, but we're looking for the bigger move up to add. But when you get in with the smaller size, you have that option of saying, nah, I'm good. Like I'm not really looking forward to hanging around in a halt and seeing this thing go way against me, right? Because this reminds me of like LYV. If you guys remember my last big loss, where it just went straight up like this. And sure, it chopped around up top and gave you some opportunities if you smash the crap out of it up top. And look at this thing opening up lower. Crapper. Really wasn't expecting it to open up that much lower. Look at that. What a crapshoot. That's kind of gay. We'll see if that was just kind of a sell-off coming out of the halt, and we'll see if it wants to continue up. What was our average? 36. That's kind of a bummer. But hey, that's trading. Oh, look at this. You gotta be kidding me. Whatever. So annoying. I followed what I like to think are my rules. I don't necessarily have a rule for halts because I typically don't play stocks where they get into halts. But I like to think if I only have a starter position and it goes into a halt like that, I'm pretty much always going to get out. It makes no sense for me to stick around, especially for something that's going straight up like this. The odds are, and it wasn't even that extended. It felt like it was definitely going to have more. So, and we were interested in continuing to play it if it went higher out of the halt, but obviously it didn't. What what a frustrating looking chart. What a frustrating looking chart. When it halts at the high Literally, it says the high is 24.90. Our cover price was at 24.91. So somehow we got covered higher than the high of day. I don't even know how that's possible. Let me, I don't know. Can I show you guys? Here, I'll just pull this down so you guys can see it. Look at that. 24.91. I think I might have to call up CMEG and be like, I want my penny. Give me my penny back. Nice, Jeff. The thing is, you can never assume that if a stock halts in one direction, that it's going to open up in the other direction. It's almost, that's, I'm actually, I'm actually very curious the percentage that a halt opens up lower than where it halted or higher than where it halted if it was to the downside. I can almost guarantee that it's a very low percentage. Actually, I'm gonna go back in my video with you guys real quick and see. I wanted to see what the halt looked like here. I guess I have to go to the actual stream because that's too blurry. All right, let me check it real quick. Sorry, I'm listening to GDT complain that he wishes he still had his shares. All right, here we go. So yeah, the halt price was at 90. Oh, okay, I can see that. I guess if you're covering at the last minute, the halt's at 90, but the only people in the ask are at 91, so I guess that makes sense. Even though it never actually went up to 91, technically that's what was on the ask. So I guess if you're getting out of the halt, you have to pay for it. That is so frustrating. Like what stock goes up like this and halts and then just comes straight back down? Like what the heck? Alrighty. What else we got here? MRSN. See if this thing wants to go high a day here. 9. So it's at high a day, but we want to see it go through 9. This BLCM is having a day. Anybody have any questions, comments, light bulb ideas, concerns? Just kind of waiting for things to do stuff here. Not really getting too much. Got MRSN and BLCM up here. Go back to we can go back to the full screen here. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Again, we're here every day during the week now, Monday through Friday. Starting at 9:20, unless my kids want to make me late, which today was one of those days. And we might be on just a little bit later, but nothing too crazy. Still made it in time for the bell. We were just a little bit late starting the stream. Benjamin, you're playing TWOU to the long side, 2338. HD. It's a little out of my price range. But looking at the daily, I feel like 235 to 38-ish area looks like the resistance. So it's kind of a grinder. I wouldn't really be interested in playing this either way. If anything, if I had to play it one way, if I had to pick one way to play it, I'd play it long, at least to that 235 area. But I wouldn't play this personally. Yep, no problem, man. I know we don't have shares on DRRX. We were looking at that one earlier. It's actually on SSR as well. NK actually trying to move again today. We don't have shares on this one either. NK has been all over the place lately. Hey, babe. Say, I feel like I'm okay. I just want to hear you talk. Do you feel okay enough to maybe want to go to lunch? What time? I don't know. It was like 11:30, 12. I mean, we could go earlier.
You want to do like 11?
Yeah, we could.
I mean, I look a hot mess, so where were you thinking of going? I haven't showered in days.
I mean, I don't know. I was thinking somewhere to kind of sit down. It's nice not having the kids and your home, so.
Oh, I would like that. Let's do 11.
Trying to think where.
Tom's emailing me, yelling at me to put my out of office on and go sleep. He's like, you have the flu. Put your out of office on.
Well, that's kind of the only reason, like, I'm trying to think. I don't want to really go somewhere. I mean, I could go pick something up and we could just eat it here.
No, I would actually like to get out.
All right. TIGR to the downside. We can't trade NK, so I'm just going to get rid of it there. This could be something worth looking at. I wish I would have had this up for that 450 break. It would have been a little bit more appealing. Although I'm not exactly a fan of the, it's not really extended, right? So most likely would have been looking for a break down here, maybe the the break under the green to red move. Starting to think we might just cut these streams at 10:30 from now on. I feel like for the last half hour, I'm just kind of sitting here talking to myself. What do you guys think? You guys like just hearing me talk to myself? I feel like as we grow a little bit, you know, maybe when we have like 50 people watching, there always tend to be some sort of engagement, so it'll be a lot easier. But I feel like with you core guys, you're the dedicated ones, just kind of supporting me, just waiting for it to end. Like, no, don't leave me. I will be back tonight, 9:30 Eastern. Feel free to check us out. Friday night live stream. Don't have a topic. I think the topic tonight is just gonna kind of go over our trades from the week, to kind of go through and look at the new strategy, how it's working, how maybe it's not working. Little unfortunate one in TWOU, because we actually had and that's the other thing too, is with this strat. Look, we're actually 1 for 3 today, 2 losers, and we're still green on the day. So there's no way that there's no chance that the way that I was trading before, that we would have 2 losers and 1 winner and it would be bigger than the 2 losers. That's just an impossible thought. Later, Tom. If I have a feeling I missed you. Oh no, that was only 8 minutes ago. You might still be in here. I actually want to go back and take a picture for the laughs at this point. I'll update the old one here. Sorry, I got a little quiet there. I was kind of catching up on Discord. Again, if you're not following me on Twitter, there's that. If you want to come hang out in the Discord as well, there is also that link. And apparently Wally said like and subscribe. Thank you for the support. I just want somebody to subscribe that it has a public account, because it's been so long since we caught one live. The subscriber count has been going up like crazy, but the ones that are public always seem to do it when we're not streaming. So, and I've been keeping it up, like when I record my videos too, hoping to catch one while I'm recording my videos, and just no luck. It's like it's dodging the stream. Easier name. What do you mean by full-time? Like trading full-time? To give you a little bit of a backstory for anyone that's new, first off, my name's Tim. I am actually currently a stay-at-home dad. So I'm technically really jobless. But, I mean, raising a kid is no joke. I was once raising 2 kids, but the oldest is now in school full-time. He started that at the beginning of the year. And so it's been a little bit of a lighter load just having the young one. So taking care of him is my full-time job, and then trading is something I'm trying to get really good at so that when they go to school, hopefully this can be my full-time job. YouTube kind of started off as a journal, like a video journal for me, and it started to turn into something where I realized that being myself, being truthful and transparent is something that no other channel out there is doing. So I figured I would try to give the community something that I wish I had when I first started trading. So that's the premise behind where my channel has, the direction that it's been going. So that's the quick and the down and dirty version of my story. And if you want to know more, feel free to ask me. I tend to not tell everybody what they're thinking in the first try. So if you have additional follow-up questions, just ask. I'm here. I'm not hiding anything. I'm here to answer all your questions. So feel free to ask them. And if the stream ends here in about 10 minutes or so and you still have questions, that's why I posted the Discord. You can also find me on Twitter. Discord's the best. I'm in there pretty much all day. And I say a lot. I'm starting to realize that. I got away from saying it a lot, and it started to come back because I was saying a lot. I don't know why. I don't even know where that came from. But then I think to get away from that, I started trying to pause. And when you pause, I guess the just naturally comes out. So I'm really trying to work on that. I was never the best public speaker growing up either. So it's been difficult to, when you're trying to retrace your thoughts, think quick enough to not say because is like that pause that you're looking for. What's up, marketing? How you doing, man? That was the second halt? I didn't even know that was a second halt. Interesting. Was just brought to my attention that TWOU, this was actually a halt here. It didn't necessarily look like a halt. That's why I wish on DOS, because there's times where, or there's other brokers and charting platforms where it'll have like little just candles going sideways at a halt, to pass the time. But here on DOS, it just goes from one candle to the next. You'd have to actually check the time. So that's a little frustrating. I didn't know that was a halt. I might have possibly stayed away from this to begin with. JB, what's up, man? I saw you yesterday, right? How was your first year trading? Where would I recommend to trade for swing trade? Webull is where, I don't know, you can really use anyone. If you're swing trading, you can use any of the U.S. brokers if you really want to. They're all free commissions now. TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Charles Schwab. Like, you could swing trade on them because they're free commissions. So, but if you want, you could use something like Webull, Robinhood, all those. I've been thinking about, I tried Webull for a little bit, but that was like before the free commissions on the U.S. accounts. But honestly, if I were to do it again, I would probably use something like just TDA, because using Thinkorswim for your, just to be able to use that for swing trading, I feel like if I now were to try to swing trade, that's what I would use. So my first year of trading, let's pull over my TraderSync and I'll just tell you. You're from Israel? I think interactive brokers might be something that you could be interested in. I think they have like international type stuff. Let's go full screen here. And I'm trying to think August 21st. So if we're doing year year to year. We'll do August 21st to August 21st. But if you're in Israel, then I think Interactive Brokers would be a good one. So my overall, I ended up down $62, so basically break even. Now keep in mind, this number here is before commissions, fees, all that stuff, scanners, anything outside of just your trades themselves. That's what this number is. So, but that is your goal. Your goal, your first year, is to be a break-even trader. It's to figure out how to not have, ups and downs, and really try to figure out how to be consistent. So, and as you can tell at the very beginning, I had some very big ups and downs because I was trading crazy size and didn't really know what I was doing. So, and if you go back, and I've done this before, but when I went on this crazy streak here, this was really a bunch of luck. Like right here, this big jump, this $600 and some win was complete luck. It was a low floater in the pre-market where I got in with 500 shares and it just jumped. And I was just like, whoa, this is so awesome. It's so easy. And then I tried to, recreate it. And then I started taking a loss. And then I tried to recreate it again on OCX and took a big loss. And then right around here, this is exactly February 8th is when I started using my new strategy. And as you can see, I started to be consistent to the upside. But one of the problems with the new strategy is you didn't lose as much. Like back in this, I was like 50%, but I was making my winners bigger than my losers until this one, obviously. And then I was like, okay, something needs to change. Found ISW, started the new strategy, and I was really consistent. But the problem is that it was such a winning strategy that I didn't really ever take the time to learn how to lose with the strategy and cut my losses when I should have. And that led to MTSI, which was a bad trade. And if you look in here, there's no June. So it goes right from May to July because I took the whole month of June off to paper trade and figure out how to not let this happen again on MTSI. And as you can see, we did a pretty good job. So if we get rid of this, which I can turn this into a line chart if I really wanted to. But as you can see, we started to be really consistent. And when we were losing, they were just like little blips in the radar. So, but unfortunately, we started getting on a nice little hot streak, and we started to increase our size a little bit. And then we ran into LYV, and we didn't follow. We broke all of our rules on LYV, and it led to a pretty big loss, and that was my own fault. So we're back down here again. So we decided to try to figure out how to tweak the strategy a little bit to not let this happen again. And so far, it's been working. So I can't complain. Everything happens for a reason. LYV, it could have been a blessing in disguise, per se. And it could have just been the loss that we needed to really move forward, one step back to take two steps forward kind of thing. So that's where we're at. So, and technically, we're a year and like 4 months or so into trading now. And, we were up again, nice. And again, we were being consistent too. And if not for that one loss, a big loss that shouldn't have happened or shouldn't have been as big as it was, we would, still be doing pretty well. So can't complain. It's a journey. That's why they say it's a marathon, not a sprint. So you got to always keep that in mind. Webull not recommended in Israel. Gotcha. This is swing trade? No, I do not swing trade. I tried for a little bit on a separate account. I threw $100 into a Webull account. I lost 25 on the first trade, and I was trying to implement my current strategy into swing trading, and it wasn't working or at least on that one trade. And I was like, you know what? Swing trading is not really my style because I don't really like holding positions, let alone for days, maybe even weeks. So I decided to just take my money out of there and just not worry about it. So stick around here for about another 3 minutes. If you guys have any more additional questions, hopefully that answered your question, JB. Let me know if you have any additional questions. And I am going to jump off here soon. So if you do want to, have any follow-up questions, etc., feel free to hit me up on Discord. I will always be available there. Of course, man. Again, that's kind of the main reason the channel, I believe, continues to grow, because a lot of people can come to the channel and realize that what they're hearing on the channel is the truth. I'm as transparent as I can possibly be, and it's just something that no other channel does. So I think that I like to think that's why we're growing at the rate that we are. And I can't tell you that when I started this channel back in February of last year, I had no idea that we would be over 1,000 subs. I was hoping that within a year, my goal was to just get to around 500. So the fact that we're well past that, I like to think that that's, everyone telling me that we're doing something right. So appreciate that, guys. It's good to hear that from you guys, because it lets me know that what I'm doing isn't a waste of time. For a lot of people out there, is my goal is to try to get to you guys before the guru marketers get to you. That's kind of the whole premise of this channel, is for me to try to let you know that most of the stuff that you see being marketed to you is complete trash. It's just not for a new beginner trader. You need to realize that trading is not easy. You need to realize that you're most likely not going to be profitable even in your first year. You need to realize that just like any new job that you start, it's going to take time to figure it out. It's going to take time to get good at it. Just like if you're going to college for a degree, it takes 2 to 4 years to get a degree in college. So why would trading be any different? Something that is as complex as, or probably more complex than anything that you could learn in college or, in the workforce. Why would it take any less time to figure that stuff out? So again, I like to consider myself a quick learner. I still feel like have a ton to learn. I'm still learning every day. That's why another thing, you'll see it. You can go back and watch my first videos and you'll see the progress just since February. So if every day you wake up and you're just passionate about this and you want to make it work, that's key number one. You have to make sure that you're here for the right reasons. You can't be here thinking that you're going to get rich quick, because this is definitely not the place to do that. You have to put in the work. Obviously, we're not even there, so I'm just preaching to what I believe is the truth. But there's tons of people out there that I know that have been trading for a long period of time that will tell you the same thing. And that's kind of where I get it from. I'm not listening to these marketers on YouTube that say, throw $500 into account and we'll turn it into over $50,000 in, 17 days or whatever it is. Like, sure, that's possible, but the odds are heavily, heavily against it. And most people are just going to lose that $500 and then never try trading again. And that's part of the 90% statistic that we hear all the time. So that's what we're here for. We're here to grow this channel to let people know exactly what I just told you. So with that said, I am going to get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. We did end up, I'll pull up the chart so you can kind of see my P&L here. We did end up green just a little bit. There really wasn't much to trade, and what we did trade was, you guys saw it. It's live. I'll put the video out a little bit later. I'm going to have to come home and edit it after lunch, and we're going to get the kid back too, so when he's sleeping, I'll probably go ahead and make the video. But that's all I got for you. So like and subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget about the Friday night live stream. Come check us out tonight, 9:30 Eastern. And if you have any additional questions, you can wait till then. If not, you can put them down in the comment section below when this thing finally processes. Find me on Discord. But until later, peace.